Hello, my battalion and viewers. I'm the Knight of Arcane, and since it's Pride Month, I decided I wanted to design my own version of the Sin of Pride, the Lord of Hell, and the fallen angel themselves, Lucifer Moringstar. There's of course been multiple iterations and designs of the fallen angel and devil in multiple pieces of media, and thought it would just be fun to design my own take on them. Anyways, let's check out Lucifer Moringstar, shall we? Lucifer Moringstar, the first to fall, Prince of Pandemonium, Overlord of the Underworld, and High King of Hell. They saw through the lies that would be placed on mankind, and so plotted to let humanity choose for itself their destiny. Into the garden they snuck in, whispered into Eve's ear to eat the forbidden fruit, and left her to see the truth as they went back to heaven to start their rebellion. The war in the heavens was fierce, shaking the skies as lightning fell and destroyed many creatures on the earth. But in the end, Lucifer's armies were defeated, and they were banished from heaven. The Morningstar fell from the skies, two sets of their wings burning away to protect themselves as they crashed through the earth. They were the first, and they fell the furthest, through what would soon form the 9 circles of hell. Getting back up, Lucifer laughed, seeing the kingdom now theirs by right of hierarchy and soon conquest, defeating the other kings that had fallen and creating the first demons to populate and serve hell. Soon, souls of humans deemed unworthy of the gates fell to their kingdom. The truly wicked feasted upon, while those of lesser fortunes brought to the trials to earn their chance to become demons. And Lucifer watched as their kingdom expanded more and more over the millennium, knowing in the end, they truly won the war. So one of my first thoughts when coming up with this design was I didn't want to do simply male, but didn't really want to do simply female either. We've seen plenty of both, and I've had old ideas that had female Lucifers that might get their own design in the future. But one of my first ideas with this design of Lucifer was to make them more gender fluid. I feel like there's been some either interpretations or wordings in different medias and sources where they make the angels more androgynous, with some being depicted usually more masculine or feminine. So I think it makes sense to do it with Lucifer to be looking a little androgynous and then make them fluid. I went with a shorter cut, though I can also see a longer style working well also. And wanted their chest to be shown off. No idea why exactly, though Alucard from Castlevania was a little bit of an inspiration, with the outfit at least. There was some trouble with trying to figure out the pose, but I think it works in the end. Along with, of course, the long coat, they have like some belts and a corset you can see underneath those belts. I'm not entirely sure what the little thing at their neck would be considered, but I wanted something covering their neck, so I made whatever this is, and I think it looks cool. To help with a little bit of regality in this, gave him a half cape, being held up by some rope. You know, the fancy rope with the tassels. The pants are pretty high-waisted, even though a lot of it is underneath the corset, and I like the idea of giving it pinstripes. The shoes are definitely like a mix of stuff, like a high boot and some sort of fancy shoe. It kind of works. I really like the cane though. The original idea was to have like a snake be actually coming out of the skull's eye, but then I decided to kind of have it be a mix. Maybe the snake's head is in the skull or whatever. It's just something to make it look kind of cool and interesting. I know usually in, like, I guess legends and stories and all, the horns are usually formed from his broken halo. But I wanted my Lucifer to have the horns and the broken halo, so in a way, maybe it's broken because of the horns growing out or something. There's probably a little bit of a bias since I also do that a lot with my avatars also. I like the lore idea with the wings, making 2 sets more demonic and then having another 2 still be angelic in looks. I did try to make the angelic wings more angelic colors, but they didn't really fit with the rest of the color scheme I did. There's like a version of Lucifer in the Shin Megami Tensei games where they have half angelic and half demonic, and then also Lucemon in Digimon has that also. And I thought it was really cool, but to not exactly copy them for this one, I had the top set be demonic and the bottom set be angelic. And the only reason why we only see one half right now is just for composition. In lore, they probably have magic that can cause their wings to, fold in and out. And since, they survived falling from heaven to hell, they can be probably used as a good shield. I think that's how either Lilith or Morrigan in Darkstalkers fight, with like their wings turning into stuff. I don't know, I've never played those games, but they do have cool designs. The color scheme, I really wanted to stick closer to purples, since purple is the color associated with the Sin of Pride. I do still add some reds because red is still the usual color for the devil and hell, but I didn't use it as much. I mainly stick with the purple shades and then have being red in a few spots where I think it worked the best. I did try to make the eyes purple, but I decided on the red, which work, especially with then using the purple eyeshadow. Probably could have gone with a different color for the hair, but having that blonde I still think makes sense to relate to them being the Morningstar. In a way, also with how kind of spicy they look, fits with them being related to the Morningstar, since the Morningstar is technically Venus. And Venus is, of course, the goddess of love, sex, and all that, so makes sense here. Overall, I think I came out with a really good design here, and I hope to figure out a project to use them in. And that was my design of Lucifer Moringstar. Probably the weirdest thing that I'm doing for Pride. So far, the only thing I've done for Pride. But let me know in the comments what you think of my version of Lucifer. We'll get through the other 7 deadly sins at some point. Maybe even a few other demons. And probably also a few angels. And if you liked what you saw, then leave a like and subscribe to join our growing little Arcane town, to be in the know for future videos, updates, and streams. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later!